of his chest. Okay,
Excellent.
go for it.
Awesome. I don't want that picture out. No, so a small instance can do 150 megabits per second, a large instance can do 250 megabits per second, and an extra large instance can do about 350 megabits per second.
And what CPU load are you not wanting once you start getting
We
up to
usually
that?
want to stay like between 60-80% CPU load. After that, you're going to have potentially problems.
Okay, so go
When
ahead.
you say like 300 megabits per second for a load, is that like 3 connections at 100 or 100 connections at 3? So it's whatever the geometrical.
Yes, so we always use an example of the simple math of a 1 megabit per second stream. That's 350 concurrent streams.
So if you did need to spin up, like I've heard things like Edge server, different things, but I don't understand. How do we, like we've got Flash Media Encoder or whatever it is, Adobe Flash Media Encoder Live, pushing up to you guys, and then, you know, we're embedding that into our site through a HTML5 player or something like that. But if we are starting to reach too many, you know, connections, how do we connect another one? Like, how do I multiply out?
Yeah, so generally it's done, you have a origin server that receives the initial stream.
But that's still an EC2 server.
Yes,
Yep.
EC2. So stream comes into the origin server. You set up multiple edge servers that do the actual delivery. The edge servers are configured to pull the stream from the origin. So as soon as somebody comes in and requests a stream from the edge, it makes a connection from the edge to the origin for that particular live stream. And then you stream off that edge.
But
once that edge gets full, then you're going to spin up another edge server beside it, right, pointing to the same origin, and it'll start to take the additional traffic.
do we find that in the marketplace? I mean, how do you configure something like
It's
that?
on our website. It'll describe how to set up a live repeater as well.
Okay. Okay.
And then once you do that, you do have to do load balancing, because now you have multiple edge servers running, so you want to balance your load between the multiple edge servers. So we have a pretty simplistic load balancer that you can use to do the load balancing. And that's also described.
If you use Amazon's cloud
Front.
you just attach that to the single upload server and you let Amazon do it all.
So you can. I mean, we haven't officially released an integration with CloudFront. It's possible to set up CloudFront today, but we don't have the precise instructions yet because we're still testing and we want to make sure it's all working properly. So that is one option. Today, the probably better way to do it is all through this live repeater mechanism.
So right now HLS works great with our iOS stuff. We have not been able to configure Android support very well at all because most of the handsets don't have Flash built into them. How do you normally, like, what's the
protocol? The most reliable way to get to Android across all the different versions is RTSP. And it's not the best experience, but it works on the most Android handsets.
Okay.
Some of them
and that's just a direct RSTP link that you're giving them, or is that, because sometimes I'll put that in and it'll try to, a lot of the browsers on the handsets won't even take something that isn't HTTP, and so then it does a Google search for it and it can't find it and some stuff. So we'd like to be able to embed it in our player, but I don't know, I'm not the web guy either, so.
But RTSP is generally the most reliable protocol to use. Apple HLS is imported in iOS 4, but not 4.1 and not anything earlier than 4.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So are there plans for other or better Android support or something that would seem more seamless?
You have to ask Google. So it's really their issue. Like the problem is more on their end than ours. We support all the different streaming protocols, but they haven't implemented them in the player.